Namaskar, welcome to this special midweek episode of Media Scan. Viewers, Tahawwur Rana, the terrorist, has been extradited to India, and it's been 1 week since he has been in NIA, the premier agency's custody. Now, looking at the media reports on this entire episode, there are very interesting extremes in the reporting. Some say he is a mastermind and the biggest catch ever. Others call him a small fry. There is very little official reporting on what exactly is going on in his interrogation, but media speculation is hot. So, this evening on Media Scan, how big a catch is Tahawwur Rana? And to understand and explore this very interesting subject, I have a panel of very special experts with me. But before that, a quick look at the developments so far.
The United States extradited Tahawwur Rana to India to face justice for his role in planning the horrific 2008 Mumbai terrorist attacks.
Extradition of Tahawwur Rana is a big milestone in India's fight against terrorism. Rana, a former Pakistan Army doctor, played a crucial role in the conspiracy of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, the biggest terror attack so far on Indian soil. Rana, who ran a visa and immigration service in Canada after leaving the army, was the main facilitator for David Headley. Headley conducted multiple recce's of important spots in Mumbai under the cover of running Rana's India office. But Tahawwur Rana did not have his eyes only on India. Other countries such as Denmark were also on his target, for which he was also arrested in the US. More than his own role in the Mumbai attacks, Rana's extradition is being watched keenly worldwide for stitching together the loose ends of the entire conspiracy. Will Rana's interrogation reveal the names of all those big non-state and perhaps even state actors in Pakistan?
So, with that quick report, let me take you to our guests for this evening. I have here on Media Scan, YC Modi, well-known top cop and former Director General, National Investigation Agency, the NIA. Also with us, veteran Major General Sudhakar ji, author, well-known geopolitical expert. Namaskar, gentlemen, and let's get on with the discussion.
Namaskar, Smita. Namaskar.
If I may come to Mr. Modi here first. Sir, as I was just saying earlier, reporting on Tahawwur Rana's extradition, and since this is Media Scan, we scanned the reports and it seems there are extremes in the reporting and the viewpoints. Some are saying he is a mastermind of the Mumbai terror attacks, while others have reported that he is just a small fry and perhaps his role doesn't really reflect on the entire conspiracy. Where would you place the truth in this matter?
Let me make some facts clear in the beginning. Tahawwur Rana is the mastermind, is one of the masterminds of the whole conspiracy. He and Headley played a very, very big role in the whole matter. In fact, it was his firm whose office was opened in Mumbai, which helped Headley to come to Mumbai very frequently. So to say that he is a small fry would be a totally understatement. He is one of the masterminds of the whole operation. Yes, it is very difficult to say how much we will be able to get out of him, because for the last 15 years he has been in the custody. So I presume that his contacts with present militant leadership would be limited. But yes, he can always tell us about who were the players at that time. The only problem is, unless we have the corroboration, that would have very limited evidentiary value, because as of now the whole world knows that Pakistan is the biggest sponsor of terrorism. As you had said in the beginning, he can reveal the names of the state and the non-state actors, but unless we are able to get any of them, we will not be able to get the information provided by him corroborated. So that is a big handicap, but nevertheless, we expect that our NIA, which is a very professional investigation agency, its officers will be able to take out certainly some loose ends which we still don't know.
Right.
So to say that he is not a big catch is understatement.
Right.
Mita?
Yes, sir. Point taken. Let me come to Major General Sudhakar here. Sir, it is right that his role may be discussed for a long time in the coming days in the Mumbai attack particularly. But we also know that Tahawwur Rana's activities were not limited to just India or Mumbai. He apparently had other countries on his radar. One of those cases relates to the Danish publication for which he was also arrested later. So apparently he has been a conduit, a contact, a person working for the terrorist organizations in Pakistan, whether official, non-official. What would you say?
First and foremost thing is that, in my view, as a student of geopolitics, strategy and security, I have been dealing this subject while in service as well. I personally feel no matter big or small, a mastermind is a mastermind. And there is nobody better than Rana as far as the present circumstances are concerned. We know Headley, for the time being, his extradition cannot be secured under the American law. He has taken absolute insulative kind of a protection, and he cannot be taken out from the country for these kind of investigation. So therefore, Rana. Now let me also share very briefly, who's Rana? I personally feel passing on the responsibility to non-state actors is doing a great disservice to the national interest of India. Rana himself belonged to Pakistan Army. He was a captain. And let me share one very important thing. Mr. Modi will bear me out. He may be having all the details with him, but by virtue of his past appointment, he may not be in a position to disclose, but allow me that privilege. Rana, Major Iqbal, and Headley, all three of them happened to undergo training in the Army Cadet College of Pakistan Army at one point in time. After they passed out, Iqbal went on to join ISI, or he was picked up by virtue of his caliber. Rana decided to go for good, and he started his office in Chicago, but he remained in touch. Mind you, he is from Pakistan Army. He joined the Army Medical Corps, got promoted to the rank of captain, and thereafter he left. He opened an immigration legal office in Chicago and an outlet yet Mumbai, primarily to facilitate or carry out some kind of an immigration facility or extend the facility to the potential participants of this operation. Third point I wish to highlight, Smita, if you allow me, take your mind back to Normandy operation, 577 kilometers, June 1944. Can you believe it? They took almost 3 years prior for preparation. Here is an operation which takes place from the shore of Pakistan. They carry out sailing across the waters, come to the banks of Mumbai at Worli. They come on a ship. From ship, they get into the boat. And from the boat, they come to the Worli. From Worli, they come to the Taj Hotel. What am I trying to indicate? I am trying to indicate even the best of the special operations anywhere in the world cannot conduct this operation until unless it has been planned extensively and executed thoroughly with flawless coordination, seamlessly coordinated event. So non-state actors, I personally feel, are not competent to do. Therefore, it is the prime evidence. This itself is an evidence that there was a great degree of involvement of military operations of Pakistan Army itself, and Pakistan Navy. And after the Navy, they got onto the boat. They were guided to the Urli, and from Urli, there was some guidesman, somebody taking them or helping them to come up to the target.
Right.
Last point I wish to make.
Yes. So meaning to say that at every stage of the operation, it had all the stamp of a meticulously planned military mission. And so it cannot be possible that just it can be thrown only on the non-state actors. However, gentlemen, it is a point to be noted that very recently, right after the extradition, Pakistan, knowing that perhaps a lot might come out in the coming days, has tried its best to shrug off any kind of association with Tahawwur Rana, and this was spoken in so many words by Pakistani officials recently. Let's listen in.
Tahawwur Rana issue, we have conveyed our position regarding his Canadian nationality. And as far as our record indicates, he did not even apply for renewal of his Pakistani origin documents for the last 2 decades.
So, Mr. Modi, you were just telling us in your initial comments how it is challenging to get the people across the border in order to, really bring justice in this case. And just now the comments of the Pakistan Foreign Office spokesman also hints at that. How would you like to look at Pakistan's role in this entire episode? And briefly, if possible, the kind of fight that NIA has had to, go through to get Rana into our country?
First of all, this issue of denial of by Pakistan, we all know. In fact, every intelligence agency drops the person like a hot potato. In this case, as he had the Canadian citizenship, Pakistan was bound to take this stand that Pakistan has nothing to do with him. But as far as I remember, we have adequate evidence of proving Tahawwur Rana's contacts with people who matter in Pakistan. So, whatever they may say, Pakistan is fully exposed, and it will be brought before the court that Pakistan was involved, and it can be given to the international agencies, international bodies, and it can be very effectively shown his contacts with people in responsible position in Pakistan. As far as efforts made by NIA to bring him to India, in case of extradition, we have to work at 2 levels. One is from government to government level, and government to government level, it is Ministry of External Affairs as well as political leadership. In his case, there was complete resolve of Government of India, and you see that even at the highest level of the government, our Prime Minister spoke to US President. I don't remember any other matter in which this type of extradition issue came in the discussions of heads of 2 governments.
Right.
So that was handled by MEA and government in the best possible manner. On the other hand, second issue is generally because we have to prove that it is extraditable offense, and we have to convince to the US court that it is there is adequate evidence and he should be extradited. Another handicap in these type of issues is like we cannot represent in the US courts. In the US court, only the Department of Justice of US government represents Indian government. So we have only to watch and provide adequate evidence and material to US prosecutors. So in this case, a lot of hard work had to be done by NIA officers. NIA teams visited US many times along with the law officers and made the US prosecutors fully aware so that the case can be presented in the court in the best possible manner.
Right.
And I will congratulate NIA for that hard work and effort made which bore the fruit. So,
absolutely, sir. Yes.
A lot of hard work was done by different officers of NIA you can understand, over a period of 10 years.
As you just pointed out, sir, the challenges in the justice system. We know that till the last day of the extradition, Tahawwur Rana tried every option, legal option available in order to stop his extradition to India. But Major General Sudhakar ji, just want to know from you, sir, Mr. Modi just talked about resolve of the political leadership and other challenges like the legal system. As far as the political leadership goes, I was talking to the topmost sources in the current NIA leadership, and they have pointed out in a very detailed manner how securing India's citizens, securing our nation is not limited to just terror cases. Look at the action on the NWE front. Look at how our agencies are working to curtail and to freeze the terror funding mechanism. So in a way, a very holistic kind of a struggle, a fight is going on to make our citizens secure and to make our country more peaceful.
Absolutely, Smita. Great points made by you in your narrative. And I would make a very humble value addition to it, that to large an extent, the existing infrastructure of terrorism inside India has been demolished. Maybe a very futuristic achievement, but it is nearly collapsed. So this could be possible by revamping our security apparatus. Mr. Modi will bear me out. He is one of the founding fathers of the great establishment of National Intelligence Agency, which to the best of my memory, took birth immediately after 26/11.
Yes.
And this NIA has been able to integrate and consolidate all the intelligence agencies. And they have, if I am not wrong, they have got the teeth to implement things. That judicial power, where required, to my limited understanding, is existing. More than that, there is a political will. There is somebody sitting on top taking a feedback. The OODA loop is being kept active. And also, as far as the freedom of operation and the investigations which are going on are profound. This are never heard of in the independent era or post 1947. So this is kudos to our complete leadership and the infrastructure leaders in the hierarchy, as also those people who are working at the tactical level. These are the people who are risking their life, trying to go one after another and in a successive manner coming to the grassroots point which will validate the very finding of the root cause of terrorism. But allow me, Smita, one point, if I may add here, that it is Rana who made 231 calls with Headley prior to the operation. It is Rana who made around 66 calls in just about 7 days' time. It is Headley, if at all there is another mastermind and who needs to be extradited. I understand that under the present rules and regulations, it is simply no-go. And Mr. Modi, being conversant with the rules and regulations, will be able to throw some light as to how best India can help to bend the rule or prevail upon the authorities in the host country and get Headley to India for investigation. That would actually the best of
right. Good point raised by you. Let me ask straight away to Mr. Modi, sir. How possible, how likely is the possibility of having David Headley on our soil ever? Is there a legal possibility? Because we all know that unless he is in our hands, it is very difficult to stitch together the entire conspiracy and provide some semblance of justice to the victims of that horrible terror attack.
No, you will have to understand the international position and law in these type of matters. I don't think that there is any possibility of getting Headley to India. The issue has been discussed with the US authorities many times, and I don't expect them to have any change in their stand. So I think we'll have to bear with this, that we are not going to get Headley to Indian soil.
So we have to make do with what we have. Anyway,
yes.
one quick comment from you, sir, and I'll also like a comment on this from Major General as well. The question is straight. The Prime Minister also has been hinting at it on various occasions, and the current NIA leadership also feels that it is fine for the investigators to catch the terrorists and those who are helping them. You know, we cannot really secure our country till we are able to take some action on the OGWs. In the case of LWE, it is the urban Naxals who provide them the intellectual cover fire for their violence. On the other hand, there is an intelligentsia active in the country that always tries to find an excuse for people who perpetrate terror. What would you think about, how do you think one has to proceed to bring them to book?
It's very difficult to proceed against these OGWs who are, some are professors, some are doctors, some are, I don't know what to say. But NIA has done some very good cases against these urban Naxals. The only problem is they make so much of propaganda and total lies are spread about so-called mishandling, torture, etc. I can tell you the case of Father Stan Swami. Father Stan Swami, he needed one straw, and just to make publicity, these people did not ask the straw from the jail authorities. They filed an application in the court.
Yes.
The court will do the hearing. Unnecessarily, they try to make it as if providing a straw is a big thing. They made it, they appealed to civilians to send straws. They just to make propaganda against NIA. They spoke total lies and did not agree to the best possible treatment which we were offering to them. But these people unnecessarily created so many problems, and unfortunately that Father Stan Swami died, against whom we had adequate evidence.
Fine.
All this propaganda thing one has to meet.
And not only Stan Swami, several such cases, even in the Algar Parishad and etc. You know, we continuously stories were going on about their treatment, etc. But I'm afraid we have very little time left, just a few seconds. Major General Sudhakar, very quickly, it's easy to nab the terrorists, but not so easy to fight those who stand up for them through their propaganda. What do you think of that?
With a quick response, reflections straight from my heart and mind and soul. India needs to develop its own social media platform. Sooner we do it, better it is. Much of the damage is being done by the Western social media platforms that we're using. Second, let's not lose fact of this 2611 willy-nilly was driven by a conspiratorial theory. The conspiratorial theory was based on the finding of a red string tied to the hands of all 10 assailants who came from Ulli to Taj Hotel. Their basic concept was, after they were eliminated or neutralized, they would be declared as a terror network of, it was an output or outcome of Hindu terror. Third point I wish to make is, was it only the Taj Hotel which was the target, or they also had places like Kochi, our Naval Academy, our National Defense College, our Thiruvananthapuram, Taj, the Agra itself was a target. There are such like 7 to 8 targets which Mr. Modi would be able to throw some light. Therefore, there is a requirement to go into details of the ecosystem which actually evolved this plan and who are the moles inside India. We need to nab those people. When you are talking about the OGW, let me in one breath give it out that ISIS and ISI of Pakistan, they are hand in gloves after ISIS failed to establish the global caliphate after 2014. In 2019, they came hand in gloves. Now they are going in for regional caliphate in West Bengal, in Jammu area. Jammu is using the OGW that you just recently mentioned, and Maharashtra. Apart from that, there are large number of sleeper cells in Assam, in Uttar Pradesh, in Madhya Pradesh.
Yes, please conclude. Yes. And as you just said, maybe one of these days, we will have, whether through Tahawwur Rana or other sources, we will finally be able to know, as Rakesh Maria and several other people who were active at that time have told us, who gave the order that these terrorists who had come to attack Mumbai and wreak havoc on the city to tie those red string, the kalavas on their hands? Probably it was somebody from our soil. That is one of those many questions that remains to be answered. But gentlemen, this was all the time we had this evening, and we have been able to pack as much as possible into this conversation. Thank you, YC Modi, Major General Sudhakar, for your perspective, for your valuable information. With this, it's a wrap up on Media Scan for this evening. Do join us on our next episode. Till then, Namaskar.